Yes. How's fam doing today? Man, oh man, it took me forever to figure this out. This is exciting. I don't know exactly if this is working. Let me know what you guys think of the quality. It's all brand new to me, the YouTubes, as far as the streaming's concerned. So far, so good. I'm digging it. What do you guys think? It seems pretty clean. I like the crystal clean feel. It's giving me good feels right now. Tonight, I couldn't stop myself just because I got banned on Twitch. By the way, I will be releasing this on my YouTube channel. For those of you that are here, you guys understand what has been going on recently. It's been ridiculous. And it's better than Twitch. Damon says it's better than Twitch. So I can see what you guys are saying. Eventually want to get your chat up in here again. I got to figure that out. I got the bare bones YouTube stream at the moment, but it's looking pretty damn good as far as I can see. You can't see any boobs. Sorry about that. I was going to come back with like taping the moobs together for everybody. So you guys had a nice little laugh, dudes. It's been crazy, man. Like, I'm just pushing on. I'm just fighting the fight, man. Just fighting the fight. That's what I got to do. And tonight, we're going to be watching some Inside Star Citizen together. Now, for those of you new to the channel that didn't ever come to the Inside Star Citizen review and you're wondering what it's about, we do this normally on Twitch. I got banned on Twitch for talking about booby streamers, and it was ridiculous. So I got a 14-day ban there, and who knows, I might just start streaming on YouTube. I'm kind of liking YouTube. Believe it or not, it seems like there's a little bit more freedom on YouTube than there is on Twitch. So, hey, I might actually, it's on the channel Zoo. If you're interested in knowing what's going on, go to the channel. Please subscribe. Please support more than ever now, because that's literally like income that goes out the window, which is, I was thinking to myself, we were talking in Discord, a lot of us, and I was saying, Dr. Disrespect filmed in a bathroom. All I was doing was expressing thoughts about booby streamers, and it's ridiculous to see. I get thrown off of Twitch for 14 days 14 days. And I think Dr. Disrespect went into a bathroom, and what was it, like a week? I mean, like, that just shows you how ridiculous it is on the Twitch platform. I'm pretty sure it's just as ridiculous here, but we'll see. I don't know. You know what? Twitch lost out, YouTube gained. And in the next couple of weeks here, these next 2 weeks, if I am having a better time on YouTube than I am on Twitch, guess what? Peace out. Peace out. I'm just going to do this. We'll see if we're more successful over here, dudes. You know? So that's what I got to say to you, Twitch. You know? Don't even take the time to investigate. Just insta-ban. And it's ridiculous. So I wrote them a letter. I let them know how I felt. And I've gotten a lot of support from you guys. Thank you. You guys have supported me in ridiculous amounts. So I want to tell you guys sincerely, thank you. But that's not why we're streaming tonight. We're streaming tonight because we here on DG360 get together as a family. And we like to watch Inside Star Citizen. We're big Star Citizen fans over here. Some of us, look at that, $2. Damon, it seems like it's cleaner. It just seems like it's cleaner over here. Thank you, Damon. Thank you so much. Thank you, dude. I love his comment, dude. I love his comment. So that's pretty funny, Dames. So what we do is we watch the Inside Star Citizen review together. We talk about it. Sometimes I'm like ranting about it. Other times I'm like okay about it. It's all about the experience and just sharing it and having a good time. A lot of open minds here. A lot of great discussion in our Discord. And if one of you guys want to throw the Discord link into the chat, please do. I'll automate this by the next stream. This will be automated and we'll be professional. So I think it's that time. I think it's that time to watch together here. What do you guys say? You guys want to watch a little bit of that Inside Star Citizen? I don't know. Some people in our Discord were telling me, watch out, DG. And, you know, last week's, I was a little upset about 8 minutes long. Wasn't that great. You know, to see the med bay, to see the med bed work was cool. That kind of lightened me up. But overall, last week's Inside Star Citizen did not impress. So hopefully this one does a better job. I see that it's 11 minutes long, and I think it's time to get the show. So Joe's like, you're going to be disappointed, DG. Joe's already telling me. I'm watching chat right now. Joe's like, listen, dude, you're going to be upset. Come on, Joe, don't do that to me already, dude. Let's go. Let's watch it together, guys. All right, and welcome to the Inside Star Citizen Review. Twitch, you can't stop us. You understand, Twitch? Streaming over here on YouTube for the very first time. Very excited about it here. I got the fam here. You're not going to see the chat right now. I'm going to try and figure out how to get your guys' chat in here. If you are live, you're able to see the chat. I'm able to see the chat. So if we got any great chat points in there and I'm, you know, not so aloof and I'm aware of what's going on, I'll bring up some of the points you guys are bringing up in the chat. I want to thank you, the family, for being here with me tonight. We're going to chill out. That's what we do. We watch Inside Star Citizen and we have a great time together. Let's get the show started. 11 minutes long. We're liking the length. Cypher's liking the length. We know the sweet spot is from 11 to 15 minutes. Jared did listen from last week, but let us see what's going to happen here.
Here at Cloud Imperium, the start of every new year begins with something we creatively refer to as Planning Week, where a host of directors, engineers, programmers, designers are.
And I do this when I watch, and some people get upset when I do this, but I like to throw in a little bit of commentary while I watch. I won't do this a lot, but I noticed that we're seeing Jared a little bit still run down. Like last Inside Star Citizen, he was a little run down. This Inside Star Citizen, he still seems a little run down. I don't know what's going on. But let me know what you guys think in the chat. I'm curious as to what you guys think. Also in the comments below when this releases on video. Thank you, Killian, for that $2, dude.
Artists and more get together, review how the previous year went, and work with their producers to formulate the intended direction for the year to come. Now, while some version of this happens quarterly, monthly, and even bi-weekly, it's Planning Week at the beginning of the year where the work of our various producers around the globe really gets their chance to shine. Now, often elusive, forever busy, and very hard to track down when you want to film one of the developers
Thank
for
you,
a show,
Bobo.
we thought it'd be fun to turn the tables this week and put many of these faces that you've never seen in front of the camera and get a sense of not only what a producer does in game development, but why something like Planning Week is an essential endeavor in bringing Star Citizen to life each and every quarter throughout the year.
Okay.
What does a producer do?
Okay. So we're talking about, we're talking about some of the other jobs that we don't normally get to see behind the scenes. Let's see.
Depends on where you are.
So what is it like being a producer?
Producer organizes a project so that everything goes smoothly and makes everyone's lives easier.
Is that what actually happens?
Sometimes.
Being a producer is like being a shepherd of kittens,
A lot of people say cat wrangler.
and you have to get them to a fountain of milk.
I would kind of want to use like an orchestra metaphor, I guess.
But you don't really have control over kittens, right? They all have their own personalities.
Definitely.
Sorry about this slight interruption. My son's down here, and I think the green screen's gonna fall. You got to be careful, Devin. Be very careful. Devin wants to get on stream. You want to get on stream? Come on. There's my son. He's gonna watch Inside Star Citizen with us, just for a little bit. Devin unplugged the light. There we go. Don't move, Devin. No. We got technical difficulties abound. Technical difficulties abound here. All right. Sorry. My son interrupted the stream. Sorry, everyone. Let's go here.
Very individual people.
All you can do is just kind of shepherd them there.
Planning Week is a global alignment of all teams and studios within CIG.
All of the producers and teams sort of collaborate and see what's deliverable for the quarter.
During Planning Week, you tend to talk to everyone.
Oh my.
There's no other...
What'd you think of her hair, Devin? What'd you think of that hair right there, buddy? What do you think? Let everybody know what you think of the hair right there. That's what we do on the show. Just tell me. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you see the hair right there? We cool with that? I mean, I'm cool with that kind of. I'm cool with the pink hair. Yeah, I mean, pink hair, definite bonus on the pink hair.
Everyone.
There's no other time where producers from separate teams are really going to come together and compare their schedules.
I currently work with the environment concept team,
The audio team,
Being there, the producer.
the weapons feature team,
a couple of the UI teams.
the weapons content team,
Character team.
and also the props team.
So this will be my second planning week that I've done.
This is my 7th Planning Week.
Producers take all the information given to them by the pipeline and pillar teams and be able to break that down so it is a global alignment, so we all share exactly the same vision of what we are going to do and what we all want to accomplish.
In a
Does
very
it
large
seem-
global company like
Does it seem like there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen? This is something we talked about in the past before, like the 500 employees, 500 plus employees. We're talking about all the different aspects here. I don't know. I would love to see that in the comments. I would love to see what the family has to say about that as well. Just random thoughts that are going through the head here, things that we've talked about in the past.
CIG, that's a lot of time zones that you have to plan through. That's a lot of people.
So we're trying to negotiate between lots of different teams.
And how much we have to adjust based on.
I
the
hear
big
that.
pic-
I'm hearing that a lot. So this is good. This is good information. Like, this is kind of good inside information. So, some people would say, but what I'm garnering from this information, what they're saying is that there's a lot of teams. There's to get everybody together might be a little too much. Something to think about. There seems to be just a slight touch of frustration here.
Picture.
It's important because you need every team to understand every other team's requirements.
Because you tend to get more requests than you can actually fulfill in a quarter.
Roughly 60 teams in the company, and each of them has a deliverable for the quarter.
60 teams. That's a lot of teams. What do you think about that, Devin?
It's a lot of
60 teams, dude. 60. Okay. All right.
Lots of different jigsaw pieces that we're trying to fit together to create an overall picture.
The idea is that we think about everything.
So it's not just your schedule you're accounting for, it's your schedule and this team's schedule and your director's schedule and so on and so forth.
It doesn't matter how hard or how mundane or how
And then Chris is saying in the chat, and apologies, everyone, you can't see it here right now. I'll get it automated. But Chris is saying that every team has a producer. Now, if that's true, that means 60 producers. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. Chris, I'll fact check you on that one. But that's very interesting and something I want to follow up on possibly for another video.
Tedious it may be, it really helps us kind of figure out exactly what we should be focusing on.
I think it's important for the community to make sure that they're putting all the feedback onto the different forums that we've got, because during planning week is when a lot of that feedback comes down to the teams.
Something that hopefully the community is seeing, and that's to continue making the internal teams feel successful. Because if the internal teams feel successful, you see that direct benefits in the community as well, in our live patches, into, you know, sort of you have stability in what we're actually releasing. The public know exactly what's going on. So if you make the internal teams happy and successful, you'll succeed with the public roadmap as well.
So with plans in place, almost every aspect of game development starts in the same place, a concept. Whether that's a spaceship, a game level, a career path, or in today's case,
and so these are the things that I talk about. This is something I talked about today on the videos. I'm very pro the project, and I'm very into the actual happenings of the company. So these are things I like to talk about here, and I think this is a good thing to talk about. And when we talk about the money that COD Imperium brought in, and we looked at the 2018 numbers, we saw that the expenses were north of 50 million, and we got a little bit concerned about that. So these are things that we all have to keep in mind as they're talking about these things. And expenses, obviously, one of the things in expenses is salary. And so that was pretty informative, and I think I'm going to do a video on this.
a cast of characters. The concept phase can often be fraught with adversity as concept artists. Those warriors of willingness go toe-to-toe with the abstract in their attempts to bring idea and a vague sense of, is this what you were thinking, to life. They tank the unknown so that the hundreds of 3D and technical...
So, you know, we got to talk about like maybe streamlining the, I mean, if there are 60 producers, again, this is from one of our fans here, Chris, saying that there's a producer for each team. We found out there were 60 teams. There's a producer for each team, according to Chris. Not quite sure if that's fact or not, but if that is the truth, then we have to say, wow, like, what are we talking salary wise? Is this crazy over expenditure? Is there a way to kind of reduce expenses so the company can be more lean and mean, make more profit? The game becomes more of a reality by reducing the amount of force here, the amount of labor. Something I personally think we need to talk about as a community. I think it's important. If you're a fan of Star Citizen, obviously you want to see this game become a reality. And thank you, Killian's giving $2 for Devin's college fund. Thank you so much, Killian. Thank you, dude.
artists that come after them have as clear and unimpeded a path to success as possible. Now with Orizon, the first landing zone of the upcoming Planet Crusader, the character art team has been working diligently to create a look and feel for its denizens unique amongst those found on Stanton's other planets. But the journey hasn't been the easiest one for them, as the desire to do something different means little you can pull from what came before. So we sat down with lead concept artist Jeremiah Lee for a candid discussion on process and a behind-the-scenes look at not just what you may see in the upcoming landing zones, but much of what you most certainly will not.
All right, thank you for that $2, Bubba, for the grill fund. We appreciate our grill did get stolen, by the way. Just an update. Devin and I legitimately pulled up to the back of our house and our grill got stolen about a month or so ago. We put the pictures in Discord. Devin, what do you think about the grill being stolen from our own backyard?
Dude, they did it daytime too. Just picked up a grill in the daytime.
Yeah, they picked up, they literally jacked our grill in the daytime. Thank you so much, Damon. Damon's got $2 to the boobs fund, Devin. What do we think about that? Thank you. All right, enough of this silliness. Oh my gosh, Craig. Thank you. Devin likes his hair. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Craig.
What's your favorite part about making concepts?
I don't know the answer to that question anymore. No. Formulating new ideas that we've never seen before.
I love this dude.
Where I like being put in a box, but I try to stretch the box as far out as I possibly can. Because if you give free rein, then you just it's hard to grasp things, and it's hard to like just, you get lost by exploring like too far. So the fun thing about concepting is try to come up with crazy new ideas, but then still within a certain restriction. That's what really gets the cool ideas out, really. Having some sort of restriction brings the concepts and designs actually closer to reality, which Star Citizen, and that's kind of the style that we're going for. But at least the fun part for me is being able to go all the way to the end of my leash and barking, but not.
By the way, I think this is the LA studio, and we did a podcast on our Patreon page and for our YouTube membership for those interested. And we talked with one of our members here, who's actually here, Killian, right now. And he talked about his experience at the studio. It was a really fun podcast. Thank you, Killian, for being there on that one, buddy. That was fun.
Not completely let go. I'm not gonna lie, there's some days when I'm just like, I got this, right? I got this.
Yeah, Jeremiah's awesome, dude. I love
there are times when he's like, oh, it's great, and we're super excited. But there's some times when you're just like, I'm not really sure that I nailed it. So this was our very first take at Orison in general, and this was shipbuilders and also for the engineers. We knew that Orison would be building a lot of stuff, a lot of ships, a lot of large ships, so we're like, first we need to make sure we got the engineers. So we were kind of sticking to a little bit of bomber pilots and just World War II references, and we're like, we don't have that in the game.
Okay, these are like first drafts here. These are like real rough kind of art sketches of what they want the workers to look like. I'm okay with that so far. I'm okay with that. Let's see what else we got here.
But I'm gonna give it a shot. And we threw it out just to Chris and all the directors.
It almost looks like steampunkish. It almost looks like a steampunk kind of look going on here.
See what I think? And Chris was like, no. I was like, okay. So I started working on the tour guide, and this is actually the tour guide right here. Which was more kind of like more corporate side.
Would you like to do that, Devin? Like how they're just drawing on the tablet like that? That just seems like so cool to me. What do you think?
I'd rather do it on paper.
He said he'd rather do it on paper.
I like art on computers.
You just like paper, like
paper,
old school pencil and paper. Yeah. OG, Devin. OG. I got to give you props for the OG. I think you might have changed my mind on that. You're just going old school. I'm feeling good about your answer.
And so I used a little bit of that style, and we showed this to Chris, and Chris was actually digging some of this, and we're like, okay, we got a direction.
Reminds me of all the comics.
And so we used the
I feel like we're judging a fashion show now. I feel like we're judging like I'm not hot on this design. What do you like this design that you're seeing right here? I feel like we're judging a fashion show right now. What do you think of these outfits right here? I'm not hip with these. The work outfits I was cool with. I don't know. I'm not too hip with these.
It's kind of like the gold standard. And the more I talked with Chris and talked with Dave, his example was like, "Hello, welcome to Orison." And I was like, "Okay, I think I get where you're going with this." So our third round of this was, okay, how can we make it feel like a uniform? So these are our engineers.
T-Love says in chat, damn, Devin sounds like the dad and DG sounds like the squeaky kid. What is this outfit? What is going on here? Wait a second. I gotta rewind here. What's going on here?
Our engineers.
Engineers?
Chris's response to these were actually really good. He was saying that this looks very high tech. It's got that uniform look. The thing after we showed him this was,
No,
I'm
not feeling that. I'm sorry, Jeremiah. I love Jeremiah, but I'm not feeling that. I wasn't feeling that one. That was a little too generic, and as engineers having like loose clothing like that, I don't think I'd see a lot of engineers be happy with that type of design.
Do something new. I wanted to do some key art.
It sounds really it sounds really kind of silly because I'm judging the outfits. Like I've gone to a whole new level of skeptical.
These characters that we've concepted in situ.
I'm not feeling them either.
What would they actually
the family over on the side, let me know in the comments when this goes out as a video. I'm kind of curious what you guys feel about the engineer outfits. J Dubs is saying he's not feeling the engineer outfits. I was feeling the worker outfits. Not so much on the engineers.
Look like when they're walking around and not just standing still. And that really helped, myself included, and Chris.
That art's pretty cool. That art's pretty cool right there.
To really see what potentially these people, these living and breathing people would feel like in Orison. The last pass we did, so phase 4, which was the civilians. And Chris was saying that, I kind of want to see a little bit of the colonial times, mixed in a little bit of the 50s, before the Beatles, before the rock and roll. And so we're like, okay,
yeah, me too, Tech.
Right, why don't we
welcome to the stream,
incorporate
dude.
what we learned
Good
from
to
the
see you,
engineers and from the tour guide, and let's put that into the colonial look and mix in some of the 50s look. And so we did another key art, which is the civilians. And Chris responded to these actually pretty well. And I was super stoked, super excited. And then I showed the next image when I showed the 50s one, and he's like, that's not what I want. That's not what I'm thinking. Chris was like, yeah, we should go a little bit more on the sleek route, but we're still going to be maintaining a lot of the high-tech cuts that we did that we liked, and that Chris was responding to.
Tech says,
yeah, I mean,
Tech says it looks like an anime school scene. It did for a moment, didn't it, Tech?
Concepting. I mean, before we even make the asset, most assets go through this journey, right? It goes through multiple iterations.
The presentation, like when you guys are seeing this, I'm kind of like WTF when you guys are seeing this, but also this is like the initial draft. This is the first draft, and you see actual people's faces. So this isn't even in like concept art phase. When you're seeing this type of thing, they're literally just putting like the human model on there and putting clothes and cutting them out directly over them. Then it'll go through a whole bunch of other phases, and that's why you're seeing this. And I'm not real hip on what I'm seeing. This looks real kind of Star Wars, Star Trek right here, but I'm not quite sure I like this.
So much testing, so much lore, and so much like a lot of trial and error, and that's what concepting really is. And concept team, we're thrown a lot of problems, and we have to try to find solutions to those problems as quick as possible.
So what's the best part about it?
when you've nailed the look. And when you're
and what you guys were seeing and why people were very vocal in the Discord, and there were a lot of people that were saying, DG, I'm not quite sure that I like these outfits. And I like the first design. I like the cadet design. The other designs, the engineers, I didn't like. And the last series, I wasn't really hot on that. But again, like what Jeremiah's talking about, this is like the concept phase. So I'm sure this will be pushed through and re-edited and re-edited. And the things we're doing now here on the Inside Star Citizen Review are important, because when we talk about it together collectively as a community, the designers, people like Jeremiah, can look at our feedback and then make changes based upon our feedback, which is why I do this show.
Bosses give you a thumbs up, be like, that's exactly what I want. I think that's the best part.
So what did we learn this week? We learned that while the only constant in game development might be change, going through it with a plan in place is an essential component in keeping everyone working towards unified goals. That developers can sometimes be seen as cats. That sometimes in an ambitious project, planning can take longer than a week. And that if you like pulling thoughts from the heads of others and giving them form in the real world, while hearing no a lot more often than you hear yes, the life of a concept artist might just be for you. You'd think there's support, but I like to call them the first line of defense for everyone else. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
And thank you guys. That was very not so informative. I mean, what it did get, it shed light on the actual expenses, the amount of producers they have, the amount of teams they have. These are things that I want to make future videos on, talk about this with the community, talk about expenses, talk about salaries. So that in that terms, this Inside Star Citizen shed a little bit of light on that. Kind of concerned me a little bit. It was cool seeing the concept work that Jeremiah put through. Some of us were very mixed on that. And you know what, guys? I had a great time here. I think I'm going to stream on YouTube more. I have 50 people here watching, which is almost double the amount of people watching here on YouTube streaming than I do on Twitch. And I really appreciate your guys' support here. Thank you so much. And I'll make sure to post this as a video ASAP on the YouTube channel. And I want to thank everybody here for joining and supporting us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Devin, would you like to say thank you?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. All right, everyone. We will see you on the next stream. Maybe I'll get a morning stream tomorrow. Not quite sure. Don't forget, we're having a giveaway, 2 giveaways actually, and you guys can find out about it on the channel because Christy actually got the FOIP, got her face on there. and talked like a character. It was really cool. And Christy actually became a character in Star Citizen. So check that out. And we appreciate you guys. We will see you on the next vid or the next stream. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Joe says to eat your vegetables, Devin.